So let's move to the peanut gallery, and let's talk about Tarik Skubal and the skid that Tarik Skubal is on. Skubal struggled. On the season, overall, he's still been pretty good. On the season, he's striking out 9.5 batters per 9 innings, walking 2.25 batters per 9 innings. But his batting average on balls in play is .317. He's got a .375 ERA, but his FIP shows that he's been a little bit unlucky. .272 FIP. Remember, you can read that like an ERA. We would take a .270 ERA, but it only accounts for the way in which he pitches. It's pitching dependent, not what happens in the field. We can really look at a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation right now with Tarik Skubal. His first 11 starts, 9.5 batters struck out per 9, only 1.3 batters walked per 9, a .290 batting average on balls in play, a .233 ERA, and a .209 FIP. Fantastic over those 11 starts. Fantastic. Like ace of the staff stuff. And then we started talking about him being the ace of the staff, and then he stopped being the ace of the staff. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I have an idea. Let's look at the last 4 starts. His first 11 starts, fantastic. His last 4 starts, not fantastic. 9.3 batters struck out per 9, 5.4 batters walked per 9. Command has been lost. Cannot find the strike zone. His batting average on balls in play over the last 4 starts, 400. Ted Williams kind of stuff. An 8.84 ERA, and a .498 FIP. Not great. We know that's why it's called a skid. Not great. So I was looking at his pitches, and I went back and I watched his start again, and I'm looking at all these different things of what is going on with Tarik Skubal. This is the guy that's supposed to be leading our staff, and he's just not. I looked at his pitch. He's got a 5-pitch mix. He's got a 4-seam fastball. He's got a sinker. Throws a cutter. Throws a changeup. Throws a cutter slider. Throws a changeup. Throws a curveball. His best pitch is his sinker, which he throws in the strike zone 62% of the time, compared to his 4-seam fastball, which you would think would be more controllable, only 60% of the time. His slider, he gets into the zone about 55% of the time, which it's an out pitch. Sometimes it's used as a waste. I get it. So that slider percentage is probably not going to be up there. He throws that sinker on average at 94.1 miles per hour, and he's topped out on the sinker at 99. But he only throws that pitch 19% of the time. He's very reliant on the slider and very reliant on the fastball, the 4-seam fastball. But one of his more devastating pitches that if he can control, that's going to make him that much better, is his changeup. It clocks in at 82 miles per hour. Notice that difference, a 12 mile per hour difference between his sinker and his changeup. But he only throws it for a strike about 36% of the time, which is not good. And I went back and I watched his start. And when Tarik Skubal misses the strike zone, he misses the strike zone. Not even tempting to hitters to try and hit the baseball. So it's a matter of zone control. It's a matter of finding the edges and living on the edges and finding a way to get that sinker going down into right-handed batters, into left-handed hitters, working and mixing that slider in with the sinker, the changeup fading away from right-handed hitters, fading into left-handed hitters if you want to take that route. But he's got to utilize that sinker a little bit better, and he's got to master the control of the changeup if he wants to turn things around. He has one of the hardest hit rates on any of his pitches in Major League Baseball. He's way up there. He's getting the ball hit hard off of him, which is not great. because he's not working himself into good pitcher-friendly counts because of his lack of control. And I think AJ Hinch even commented on this because it's not just a physical thing, but it's also a bit of a mental thing. And we talked about adjustments on episode 10 of The Corner for the young guns and how they need to really start to make adjustments to the league strategically. But there's also an adjustment mentally that needs to take place as well. Because you notice sometimes when Skubal does not get a pitch that he thought was a good pitch, but the umpire doesn't call it, it tends to affect the pitches moving forward. He's got to find a way to put it away and be in the moment for the pitch that is currently coming up. Controlling that zone, utilizing the changeup, utilizing the sinker, getting more swings and misses, which he's got a great whiff rate. But he's got to find a way to move from pitch to pitch without letting the last result affect the way that he is moving forward. Listen, when your walk rate jumps from one batter, if we round down, one batter per 9 innings to 5 batters per 9 innings, clearly something is off. Mechanically, maybe his landing spot, he didn't look comfortable in San Francisco. Maybe it's the placement of his landing foot, the way he recoils, the way his follow-through is. There's something mechanically going on there, but it could also be pitch selection. If he's not selecting pitches that he's thrown consistently for strikes or can control on the outer edges and fringes and rails of the plate, then we got to get to a place where we're starting to utilize those pitches more, getting to a place where he can be effective and using effective misses to make batters swing and miss, as opposed to pitches that aren't even close, that are complete wastes. He's good enough to turn it around. Listen, Skubal's my guy. I've been preaching and riding the Skubal train for at least 2 years now, saying this is going to be the ace of our staff. This is going to be the guy when all of the young guys are healthy. It's Skubal and then everybody else. Casey Mize, Matt Manning, all those guys come second to Tarik Skubal in my mind, given his arsenal and given his ability. Sure, he wasn't a high draft pick, but he's my guy because I think that he's got it, and we've seen it. We saw it through those first 11 starts. He's got to get back to the fact that he knows he can dominate, that he knows he can go out there and do what he did in those first 11 starts. Go back and watch the tape. Get the feel-goods going again. Because we need him. We need Skubal to be the ace of this staff. Hopefully he'll turn it around. Hopefully he'll look at that pitch selection. Hopefully he'll look at that mental game. He's not going to pitch against Kansas City. He'll pitch in the next series over the 4th of July holiday and moving forward. Hopefully there's adjustments made. Hopefully we work on that mental aspect because I love watching Skubal pitch. He's really good. He just hasn't been, but he can be again.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah.